Hey friends, welcome back to Mastering Omen in Valorant. Peeking at Ascendant, I've uncovered tricks and insights that'll change your game, showcasing strategic positioning, tactical smokes, and surprise plays to outmaneuver the enemy. Also, stay till the end for a little bonus trick that you can use to fool an enemy Omen player. Be sure to not let this trick fool you in-game. Whether you're a newbie or a returnee, let's jump right in and explore these game-changing tactics together. We start off on the newly updated Icebox. There are some additional tricks you can use on this new layout that I'll be sharing on my channel. In this scenario, I'm playing solo on A site with 2 of my teammates on mid and 2 on B. As soon as Jett dies on B, that triggers my Omen brain to throw 2 default smokes. The enemy will need to push both of these smokes if they want to plant the spike. Unfortunately, I was too far away and the enemy took control of the site. Now with Cypher's ult activated, I catch Reyna sleeping and push through kitchen. Skye gives away her position here as I smoke off the spike. This gives Sova some cover so he can defuse. In the meantime, I've got to distract the enemies. I teleport onto yellow while trying to disguise my teleport location using my body's orientation. This seems to work and I take out Omen. Now I can use my elevation advantage to also handle Cypher.
I got. Oh, good job, bro.
Now let's look at ways to be super sneaky on split. We execute an A side push with 3 going A main and 2 going mid. I'm met with a strong flash as I push the smoke to try and catch them off guard. I'm sure KO is smashing his keyboard right now. With only 5 health points, I need to play it safe until I can get a heal.
Healing you.
Cypher pops his ult for our team and that reveals Killjoy and Deadlock on A site, with a lonely chamber playing on B. So the obvious thing to do here is to rotate. So my team go mid, suddenly I spot a chamber going heaven and my teammate makes the call out.
City heaven.
Now like I said earlier, this is a sneaky play to try and kill Deadlock and Killjoy, so that we can have the numbers advantage. With my sneaky play complete, I smoke off heaven to force chamber to rethink his position. If he pushes this heaven smoke, he's in big trouble. Unfortunately, his team have already told him that I'm sneaking around in spawn. And he takes me out. But don't worry my friends, my util lives on and gives Raze an advantage.
Nice.
Previously, I've shown you ways of defending A site on split. This is yet another way you can do it if your team is out of money. There are 2 elements to this play. The first one is learning to throw bad smokes. And the second is using a judge. You're probably asking, what do you mean by a bad smoke? Well, let me explain. This is a default smoke. That's considered a good smoke, right? It's deep and it stops the enemy from lurking out. However, when you're planning to do this on A split and you have a judge, you've got to throw a bad smoke. That gives you a gap here. This allows you to not only stay within your smoke, but also lets you hide behind the wall in case the enemy starts spamming gunshots through the smoke. Subscribe to my channel and you'll see many examples of this trick, and you can use it on every single map. I maneuver my smoke to take out Raze, followed by a Sage. Now if you're wondering why this smoke is so effective, it's because it creates multiple angles. The more angles your smoke creates, the more angles they need to clear before pushing further. I smoke again and reposition with a teleport. This teleport sound is very distracting for the enemy. The enemy Cypher pops his ult here, which means I'll get spammed through the smoke and die. So I need to push out immediately and I catch this guy. Yeah, this guy, let's not talk about him. My team take care of the rest. If you've watched my previous videos, then you'll know exactly how I'm using this smoke. It looks like the enemy is pushing A site, so I rotate as fast as I can. With my smoke down, I double up with a blind to try and get them to rotate. I teleport onto truck and get that elevation advantage. I pop Cypher's head off his shoulder and immediately start to rotate back. The fact that A short is empty and Cypher just died, they're probably not interested in continuing this push. I need to get back to B site ASAP, or we'll lose breach and the site. As I rotate, I smoke off Hookah to slow them down, and just in the nick of time, I avenge Breach's death. Now I want to check long, but first let's place some smoke cover on Hookah so I can peek long safely.
One enemy remaining.
Lo and behold, we catch Jett and take her out. Now all we need to do is close off the round. Now let me showcase how to bait enemy util as Omen. If you don't know what I mean by that, let me break it down. First, let's handle A push on Sunset. Start by blinding A main.
You want to play? Let's play.
followed by a smoke. Then throw another smoke to block off A alley. Now run back and get the spike because your teammate Reyna is useless and decided to leave the spike behind.
I have the spike.
I plant the spike, and now I can show you what I meant by baiting enemy util. First, let's refresh my smoke on A alley and take care of a confused chamber. The Cypher pops his ult, and I bait his util by letting it reveal me. This is the reason I'm also not eager to break Sova's dart. I want them to think that I'm still up here. Now that the bait is complete, I can switch positions and clean them out.
One enemy remaining.
Nice.
Looks like the John Wick movie.
We're back on Split, and I'm about to show you how useful a simple Omen smoke can be. At the start of the round, I fake a smoke on B heaven, and we split our team to focus on A site. Using shrouded steps, I change position multiple times to get onto site. As I make my way through A site, my teammates start to die one by one, until I'm left alone in a 3 versus 1. I've got to take out Raze, Brimstone, and Sage.
Last player standing.
But wait, did I say a 3v1? I actually meant a 3v3. They've got to defeat me, the spike, and also my smoke. Raze tries, but fails. Sage gets a nasty surprise, and now the question is, can I use Raze's Vandal to clutch the round? I've shown you how to push A side on Split in previous videos, but here's another example which ends very differently to what you've seen before. I'm about to show you how to counter Raze's ultimate. As we push, I smoke A screens, then I smoke heaven, closely followed by a blind backside. This much util on this site almost always guarantees side control. With the side clear, it's time to plant. Right. It looks like we've made the same mistake again. And we can't go back for the spike thanks to Brimstone's smoke. My smoke reloads and I place it on heaven. As I do that, I notice a sneaky spy. So now I need to reposition ASAP. As soon as you hear this, break out a shrouded step and reposition yourself. If that didn't make you want to load up the game and choose Omen right now, I don't know what will. Now, before we end the video and you hit that like button and subscribe, I promised you a simple yet powerful trick to use against other Omen players. Here's how it works. If the enemy Omen player teleports to your location, you'll hear a sound cue, which will tell you roughly the location that he teleported to. First, don't stare at him directly because that'll make him cancel his ult. Instead, spot him from the corner of your screen and face away from him for a few seconds. This will make him think you haven't noticed him, when in actual fact, it's a huge bait. There's no better feeling than outplaying your enemy clone. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the shadows.